friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Justina and here I like to make, create, and inspire fun art things with you through my DIYs. As you see by today's title, I have all new Christmas DIYs made with Dollar Tree items that came out super cute. I do want to apologize for taking so long to post lately. A lot of stuff has been going on behind the scenes. However, I am super excited to jump right back into it and get these DIYs out for you for the holiday season. But before we get started, if you are new here and you haven't yet subscribed, I hope you do that today. All you have to do is click on that big red subscribe button down below. It is totally free, but don't forget to click on the bell notification so that YouTube can always notify you every time I upload a new video. Plus, we would love to have you here, part of our virtual art family. If you're already a subscriber, thank you so much for being here and clicking on today's video. I do appreciate each and every one of you. Don't forget to do all the YouTube things down below, like, comment, and share. Now, with all that being said, let's just jump right into it and let's art today. Now, it wouldn't be a completed video without some sort of ceramic pot getting DIY'd, so that is what we're doing today. I have this pot that I purchased from the 99-cent store. It was $3.99, but at the time I believe it was 80% off. But you can find any type of ceramic pots all around, either at Walmart, Lowe's, Home Depot, your neighborhood plant store. I'm just removing the label from the bottom, and then I'm going to give it about 2 coats of using my Waverly chalk paint in the color Snow White. This will be a base layer, and then I'm going to add this folk art home decor chalk paint in the color Imperial Red, just to give it more of a Christmassy look. Like I mentioned, I am giving it a couple of coats using my Snow White paint just to make sure everything is nice and incorporated and covered. I did make sure to wait for the paint to completely dry in between coats, and then I am adding my red color right on top. Now, since my pot has these little bumps on the outer edges of the pot, I'm painting every other one in my Imperial Red color to give it a candy cane look for Christmas. Now that my pot had time to completely dry, this is what it looks like thus far. I absolutely love it. It reminds me of a candy cane, which I was going for. Next is my favorite part, which is decorating, and I have this piping bag which I am going to fill up with my favorite thing, which is this Fast and Final lightweight spackling that I purchased at Lowe's. I purchased a really big tub, but you can find this spackling at Dollar Tree. They just come in smaller tubs. I did fill that piping bag all the way up to the fill line, twisted it really tight, and now I'm going to pipe it right onto my ceramic pot. I wanted this to have like a dripping effect, so I do go up and down, and then I just keep on adding to places where I see fit, just to look like there's icing on the rim of my ceramic pot. Now it's time for my favorite part, which is decorating. I like to use this crafter square glass beads for my sprinkles, but there are so many different ways you can make sprinkles, or you can purchase them online. I did purchase some, as you will see later on, but I am just using these glass beads for this ceramic pot. Now, I do place every bead individually into the whipped cream, and this does take quite some time. However, the outcome is beautiful. I would just continue adding all of the beads where I like it. And then next I have some of these small berries that I purchased from Dollar Tree as well. They are frosted, which I thought was perfect for the holiday season. And I'm just picking them off of the stem and I'm placing them into the whipped cream also. Now, I did realize that some of them were falling out, so all I did was add a little bead of hot glue and then pushed it right back into the whipped cream. I do realize that I continue calling it frosting or whipped cream. It's pretty much the same to me, so I will go back and forth. However, I will continue adding decorations into the frosting or whipped cream to make it very festive for the holiday season. Remember to get very creative while decorating your ceramic pot. At least that's what I tell myself, because it is the holiday season. The last thing I wanted to add were these Christmas confettis. I don't remember where I purchased them, but I let my pot completely dry, and that completes our first DIY. I really loved how the ceramic pot turned out. I did add a fake Christmas tree in the middle of it, but you can really decorate this however you like, and I would love to know what you think about this DIY down in the comment section below. Jumping right into our second DIY, I have some of these wooden Christmas trees from Dollar Tree. They were $1.25 and they are pretty large. I believe they have even larger ones, but I have not found them at my Dollar Tree. All I wanted to do was remove the tag, and I want to turn these Christmas trees into Christmas fake cookies. I am painting it using my folk art home decor chalk paint in the color oatmeal, but then I realized it wasn't the right color that I'm trying to go for, which is just like a baked cookie. So I will add a little bit of burnt umber into my mixture of oatmeal, and then I will blend the two together as you see here. It does make it a little bit browner, which I like because it looks like a cookie that is browning on the outer edges. I will continue painting the whole tree, and I do make two of them as you see here, and this is how it looks after it had time to dry. The next thing I needed to do was to pull out my fast and final lightweight spackling so that we can start decorating our Christmas cookies. Now, as you see here, I am showing you that the lightweight spackling does come in this bright white color, which is a perfect base color to color your spackling if you want to. I did place some of the spackling into a little bowl right here, and I purchased these bowls at Dollar Tree. I use them for everything, and I am going to color my spackling using my folk art home decor chalk paint in the color Irish green, which is a really nice color for Christmas. I just add a little dollop on the edge of a popsicle stick, and as you see here, I'm mixing the two together until everything is well incorporated and is a nice green for Christmas. Now, depending on which hue that you are looking for, depends on how more or less paint you will add to your mixture. I like this color, so that is what we're using. Now, as you see here, I'm just adding it right onto my cookie using a popsicle stick. I do suggest, though, using a larger popsicle stick to really get a hold of things and to spread it out more evenly, or use a piping bag, pipe it on, and then use a popsicle stick to smooth everything out. But I am going to use the small one for now, and then I will switch to a larger one here and smooth everything out. Now, since this is going to be a frosted cookie, I am just trying to place it in the center of my cookie, not really getting all the way to the outer edges. That way we can still see our cookie edges on the edge. I will continue spreading out my frosting in the center of my cookie until I got the desired look that I'm going for. And this is what it looks like after I spread it all out, and I absolutely love it. Now, I did the exact same thing to our second cookie, and now it's time for my favorite part, which is decorating. Now, I have this large chunky glitter that kind of looks like sprinkles, so I am adding it to my hand, and then I will take little bits of it and spread it all over my cookie. Now, I do want to suggest that every time you add something, you push it into the frosting. That way it holds as it's drying, and this stuff really does dry fast, so you want to work as quickly as possible. It does say on the box that it does dry in 30 minutes, but it tends to firm up really quickly after it is exposed to air. Now, I am adding these next snowflake confettis that I've had in my stash for a while, and I'm just adding them sporadically all along my cookie. After I was done placing my snowflakes, I do add a fine green glitter right on top. Now I know not a lot of people like glitter, however, I like things sparkly around Christmas time, so I am adding it right on top of my cookie, but you can always skip this step. For the last bit for my cookie here, I did add a little bit of white spackling into a piping bag. I'm just piping on these little dollops, and that completes our second DIY. I absolutely love how these cookies turned out. They are a perfect addition to my sweets theme kitchen this year, and I would love to know what you think about these DIYs down in the comments section below. Moving right into our next DIY, I have a bunch of these metal galvanized bottle cap signs from Dollar Tree. Now at my Dollar Tree right now, these are going for 50 cents a piece. I'm not sure why. I'm not sure if they're trying to get rid of them or they're just continuing them. So I just grabbed a whole bunch because I want to turn these galvanized signs into macaroons for Christmas. Now, as you see here, I just removed the little hanger from it, and I'm trying to see how I'm going to make them rise. But the first thing I wanted to do was take them outside and paint them with my Rust-Oleum spray paint. These are the 4 paints that I'm going for, which is apple red, aqua blue, berry pink, and French lilac, which is just a really light purple because I am trying to go for a more pastel macaroon. Here's how they look after they had time to completely dry. Now I had a spray paint in my garage because at the moment it has been raining like crazy over here, so I haven't had time to go outside and spray paint. So I am next trying to figure out how I'm going to connect these together to look like the macaroons. Now each one had holes where the hangers were, and if you place them directly on top of each other where those holes are, you'll have the same fringe on the outer edges to line up. Now for our filling, I needed to figure out how I was going to make the bottle cap rise a little, and I found these race car tracks in my stash from Dollar Tree. I believe 2 come in a pack for $1.25, and I am going to cut it down to size. That way I can bend it onto itself as you see here to make a little circle. Now at first I thought I was going to turn it inside out, that way it was nice and smooth, but I kind of like the opposite way. So as you see here, I'm just playing with it until I got it to where I like it. Now there are a couple ways you can attach one to another. I am using hot glue and some super glue, but I also realized that that was still technically not strong enough, at least for my liking, because it wasn't drying fast enough for me. So what I did was get some white duct tape. I did have to add a little clip here to hold it into place, and then I started ripping off little pieces of duct tape as you see here, and I'm wrapping it all around. Not only will this help me hold it into place until each of the glues completely dry, it also added a base layer of white for me when I add my cream filling into the center. That way we don't see that bright orange when we have our finished product. So I would just continue adding some duct tape all around the outer edges until it looks like this. Now this is a trust the process DIY because it does look crazy right up front. Now this does add a nice level of cream in the middle, but it wasn't high enough for my liking. So to remedy that, I am using some foam board that I'm going to attach on the inner side of the bottle cap as you see here. I am attaching them using my hot glue gun, and that gives me enough height to really show off the cream in the inside of the macaroon. Now that I have my foam board attached down, it is time to add the cream filling, which I am using hot glue to attach everything on the inside. Next, it's time to add the top of our macaroon, and to do so, once again, I am using my hot glue gun, but I'm making sure those holes on the outside line up, and then I'm just pressing until everything is adhered down together. Now, there are two ways you can do this. You don't have to add the top on just yet, but I found out that either way works. You can leave it off and then add your piping, or leave it on like I am here and then add my filling in like this. Now, it works great both ways, so whichever way you want to add your filling, you can do so. And my filling is, once again, my lightweight spackling that I just added into a piping bag, and I am piping it into the center. And as you see here, I'm going up and down so it looks like a nice cream filled macaroon. After I have all of my piping in my macaroon, it is now time to decorate, which is my favorite part. Like I mentioned earlier in the video, I did purchase some sprinkles online and these miniature candy canes, which I thought are absolutely adorable. I've always wanted a bigger variety of sprinkles, and now that I purchased some, I absolutely love it and couldn't imagine making more DIYs without them. These come in a variety of different types of shapes, patterns, and sizes, and I purchased them from Amazon. There are so many to choose from. I just picked one that I absolutely love that had a variety of different types of sprinkles in them. After I chose which sprinkles I wanted to add to my macaroon, it is now time my favorite part, which is to decorate them. I am starting off with the little mini candy canes, and I'm just adding them right into the spackling, pushing them in so that when they dry, it is nice and firm and in that spackling. I will continue adding all sorts of goodies into my cream, and then I will do the same exact thing for the remainder 3. As I am decorating my little macaroons here and you are new, I hope you have a chance to stay and subscribe. All you have to do is hit on that big red subscribe button down below. It is totally free, but don't forget to click on the bell notification so YouTube can always notify you every time I upload a new video. Plus, we would love to have you here, part of our virtual art family, where I do a lot of DIYs with an artistic twist. If you are already subscribed, thank you so much for being here. I really hope you are enjoying today's video, but don't forget to smash that thumbs up button. It really does help out my channel. Now all that's left to do is wait for them to completely dry. I absolutely loved how these turned out. These are one of my favorite newest DIYs that I have created on this channel, but I would love to know what you think about this DIY down in the comments section below. Moving right into DIY number 4, I have these really large bowls from Dollar Tree. They have them in all different types of colors, but I just picked the clear ones because I am going to take them outside and spray paint them in my Rust-Oleum spray paint in this spring green and apple red, which I absolutely love for the holiday season. They had time to completely dry. This is how they look. Now, I did have 4 bowls in total, but 2 of them are red and 2 of them are green. At first, I thought I was going to mix match them with 1 red and 1 green together, but I decided ultimately to keep them a solid color because we are turning these bowls into really large cake pops. After I had the desired look that I was going for, it is now time to cut one of the bowls. Now, I made a circle in the center of each bowl, and only 2 of the bowls are the ones that we're actually going to cut into, and I'm using a wood burning tool that I just had on hand. I'm going very slow and in a well ventilated area. My windows are up, my fan is going, and my door is open to make sure that I don't breathe in any of those fumes. You can even go a step further by wearing a mask if you need to. Just make sure that you're in a well ventilated area if you are doing this. After I have my holes cut out, I next have a Dollar Tree plunger because we are going to add that to our bowls. I'm using the whole entire plunger. I am using the bottom, and as you see here, I'm adding my super glue right on top of that rubbery part because hot glue just won't adhere down to the rubber. I am adding a generous amount of that super glue, and I'm just using the hot glue to hold it into place so that it had time to completely dry. After my hot glue had time to set up, I am adding another layer of hot glue to the outer edges of our hole here, as you see, just so it has another layer to hold on to. While that is completely drying, it is now time to work on the cake pop stick, which is the sticks from our plunger. I am removing the labels, and then I am giving them a generous coat of using my Waverly chalk paint in the color Snow White so that it can mimic a cake pop stick. Now I did set those off to the side so that they can dry, and next I am attaching the top bowl onto the bottom bowl. I am using a combination of super glue and my hot glue. The hot glue is just to attach them down right now, and the super glue will hold them for hopefully many years to come. I am adding them in sporadically places so that each one doesn't overlap one another, and then I will set the bowl right on top, push down firmly until the hot glue attaches both bowls together. Next, it's time to decorate my cake pop. I'm going in with my Waverly chalk paint in the color Snow White, and I'm making these little squiggly lines on top. This will help give me an idea where I want to actually have it layered on, so it looks like frosting is on top of my cake pop, and I do fill it in, but I don't go all the way completely. Next, I waited for it to dry a little so that I can pull out my lightweight spackling and add it to the top of my cake pop. I did have some left over in a piping bag, and that's what I'm using first, so it is really messy as you will see here, but I then go in and use a popsicle stick to add the rest on. I'm just trying to use what I have so I don't waste any. Once again, there are so many different ways that you can decorate your cake pop, and there's different ways of making larger cake pops, but I really wanted to add more bigger pieces to my home decor this year, so I am going for the biggest as possible. I know I've seen a lot of other DIYers do the same method for large lollipops, and at the end it kind of mimics a lollipop, but in my mind I know that it is a cake pop, so that is what I'm telling myself. And as you see here, I'm just continuing adding that spackle right on top of my cake pop here, and then going down the sides so that I can cover those little swirls that we made with the paint. Now that we have our frosting down on our cake pop, it is now time to decorate. Once again, I like to use Crafter Square glass beads. I just have them on hand. You can use a variety of different decorations to decorate your cake pop. I just love using these because they are easy to find and they mimic sprinkles really well. I will add them all over my cake pop along with other decorations, and then I will do the exact same thing for our red cake pop. Once I was done decorating, the last thing you need to do is add your cake pop stick right into the hole that we created, and since the plunger is on the inside, all you have to do is screw it back into its spot and it holds up nicely. I did add a bow, but that completes this DIY. These were so fun to create and easy to do. The longest time I had to wait was pretty much waiting for everything to dry, but I would really love to know what you think about this DIY down in the comment section below. All right, friends, that completes today's video for you. Once again, I do apologize for taking so long to post lately. Just a lot has been happening, but I am getting back on track, and hopefully this makes up for the wasted time. I had a blast making each and every one of these, but I have to say my favorite has to be the macaroons. I absolutely love how they turned out, and I'm not sure if I'm going to place them around my kitchen or inside of my sweets treats. Let me know what you think about each one of these DIYs down in the comment section below. Remember, friends, if you are new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below. We would love to have you here. And if you're already a subscriber, once again, thank you so much for clicking on today's video. Don't forget to smash that thumbs up button and maybe sharing to at least one friend. I hope you all enjoyed, and as always, I will see you in the next one.